Schindler's List is Spielberg's 1993 film that, along with Empire of the Sun and Saving Private Ryan, was set during World War II. Of the three, Schindler's List gives us the bleakest view that Spielberg has ever given us among one of his historical epics. The black and white choice of color gave the film a realistic feel. The choice to make the girl in the dress stand out in red reminds the audience that while they are seeing all these horrible Holocaust atrocities, they're still watching a movie. I also feel like at the later end of the film, it was shot as if it were a documentary. This is definitely a good contrast with the straight black and white filmic feel of the rest of the movie. It was done so it could hammer in the point that this was Spielberg's first foray into real violence. Not exactly on the spectrum of Saving Private Ryan, but definitely on the other end of an exploding shark from Jaws. The violence in the film was built up often with little to no payoff. For example, there's a scene in which the Nazi Amon Goth, played by Ralph Fiennes, tries to shoot the Jewish factory worker, but his gun kept jamming, leading him not to shoot, but still keeping us on edge, yet leading us to nothing. Another example would be all the Jewish women being assembled into what we think is a gas chamber, but it's really just a shower. More tragic than any other Spielberg film, we see eradication of a ghetto. Smoke plumes from what we can gather is a pile of burning bodies. So Spielberg keeps us in suspense by making us feel like we are watching something real, but still reminding us that we are still watching one of his films. One of the themes in the film is hope. Here in the midst of tragedy, there is still hope. Schindler is seen as a symbol of this hope to survive by working through his factory. The movie ends in a hopeful note, though. We see all of Schindler's people that are still alive at the end of the film paying respects to the grave of the real Schindler and thanking him for their lives. This hopeful tone folds into Spielberg's trademark theme of optimistic stories that we often find in his films. The theme of Schindler as a reluctant father figure definitely works as one of Spielberg's trademarks. Schindler at first does not want to save anybody, he just wants to make money through the war. But just like Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park, who learns through the adventure to love the kids and grow into the leader and father figure that he has to be, so does Schindler. Even in a film based on true events, Spielberg finds a way to fit in his trademark themes. Schindler's List was a memorable and intense view on the world's biggest tragedy. Spielberg shows us this film to remind us of these events and to never forget them. But even in his most tragic movie, he reminds us that it is a movie through his forms and themes, and that in the bleakest of times there's still a glimmer of hope to be found.